Now, one more place in news that we want to discuss is the Sea of Galilee. Sea of Galilee is also mentioned in Bible. And अभी ना we have to study something from that perspective. अगर आप नीचे वाले क्वेश्चन में आओगे, नीचे वाले टॉपिक में आओगे, there we are studying this aspect. All of you must have seen कोई मूवी बाइबल वगैरह पे in your childhood. नहीं देखी किसी ने? अच्छा, तो in the Christian tradition, there are a few miracles which Jesus do. Jesus is the messenger of God for Christians, and a few of those miracles are about converting a few of fish into large number of fish to feed hungry people. ये तो शायद आपने बचपन में पढ़ा सुना होगा ही, है ना? That is done at the Sea of Galilee, and recently scientists are understanding कि इट्स नॉट अ मिरेकल. मतलब मिरेकल तो हम जो बिलीवर्स हैं वो बोलते हैं कि मिरेकल है, बट दे हैव एक्सप्लेन्ड हाउ दैट मे हैव अकर्ड. दैट मे हैव अकर्ड बिकॉज ऑफ मास फिश किलिंग. तो वी विल कम टू मास फिश डेथ, and that fish at that time that may have occurred, and that fish was floating on the beaches, and wahan se the people may have got the fish, and it may have coincided with the same time when Jesus was there. So we'll understand how that happened, but pehle let us know things about Sea of Galilee. So where is Sea of Galilee located? Again, I'll first take you to the entire world map. हम पूरे world map पे देखना चाहते हैं. देखो, अभी we studied a place in the Southeast Asia, Indonesia. If you come here in West Asia, this is the region of West Asia. This is the region of East Asia, Southeast Asia, South Asia. Right? If you come in West Asia को अगर मैं थोड़ा बड़ा करता हूं, this region is Israel, the country of Israel. इसे थोड़ा सा और बड़ा करेंगे, you will see this is our Israel. This is Israel, and a river, Jordan River, flows through ऊपर से नीचे तक, यहां तक, and in between here we have what is known as Sea of Galilee. Where do we have Sea of Galilee? It's here we have Sea of Galilee. इसमें बहुत clearly visible नहीं है, but in our notes the image that I have given, it's very clearly visible there. So we want to briefly know a few things about Sea of Galilee, again to be very well prepared for our preliminary examination. First of all, where is it? It's located in Israel. On this part you will see there is region of Golan Heights. Golan Heights right now is under Israel's control only. तो अगर Golan Heights सीरिया के पास होता भी, तब भी on this side what did we have? Sea of Galilee के on this side we have Israel. First thing, where is Sea of Galilee located? So Sea of Galilee, where is it located? Second, it's the lowest freshwater lake in the world. Now, what is meant by a lake being lowest freshwater lake? Generally, the lakes which are very low, from that lake, anything flowing out is difficult. And if nothing flows out, what happens is only water is coming in. When water only comes in, it brings minerals and all, and then water vapor evaporates. What is left inside? Minerals and the salt. So generally lakes, when they are very low, they are salt wale lakes. But this is an exception. This is the lowest freshwater lake in the world and second lowest lake overall. Lowest not in terms of depth. I'm not talking about depth. Deeper lake और भी हैं. We'll talk about Lake Baikal and all in future. I'm talking from the perspective of surface. Sea level से इसका surface कितना नीचे है? जैसे let's say this is my sea level. This is the height of sea level, and somehow this lake is here where surface of the water is like this. So from sea level, it's at lower point to the lowest lake in the world, lowest freshwater lake in the world is which one? Sea of Galilee. First thing that we looked at was where is it located? Israel may be north, east of Israel. On one side we have what was this place called? Golan Heights. On the other side we have Israel. Golan Heights is also under the control of Israel. Then it is the lowest freshwater lake on earth and the second lowest lake overall. इससे लोअर लेक सॉल्ट वाले भी ज्यादा नहीं है, सिर्फ एक ही है. विच वन? डेड सी. Jordan River, which flows from the border of Lebanon and Syria, passes through Israel. Which lake? Lake of Galilee. Eventually, making the border between Jordan and Israel, it will fall into Dead Sea, which is the lowest lake in the world. So, lowest freshwater lake कौन सा है? Galilee. And Galilee is the lowest freshwater lake, second lowest lake overall. The lowest lake overall is Dead Sea, which is also a saltwater lake, not the freshwater lake. So lowest freshwater lake is this. Second lowest lake is this. Lowest saline or saltwater lake is this one, and lowest lake is also this one. Did we get it? Did we understand? So here we are trying to study Sea of Galilee. So you will see its level varies between 215 meters to 209 meters because sometimes there will be more water, sometimes there will be less water depending on the amount of rainfall, amount of river water they get. Now this lake is fed from some springs also, some underground springs also, but most of its water it gets from the Jordan River. Where is it getting most of its water from? The Jordan River, which flows from the border of Lebanon and Syria, enters Israel, enters the lake, Sea of Galilee. It's a lake only, enters the Sea of Galilee, and then Sea of Galilee it emerges again and eventually falls into Dead Sea. Dead Sea is saltwater lake. Dead Sea से river will not originate. What happens Dead Sea में? Water only comes in. Water gets evaporated. What is left behind? Salt. Salt and salt and salt and salt. More and more salt, more and more salt. Eventually it leads to increased salinity wala situation. Now, let's come to scientific explanation of Jesus' miraculous catch of fish. Abhi, a study was published in a journal called Water Resource Research. अभी ये डाउन टू अर्थ में आया था. डाउन टू अर्थ ने फिजिक्स physics.org का लिंक दे रखा था, तो मैंने दोनों से पढ़ा है जाके. They say in this journal Water Resource Research में some scientists and limnologists have published a study. Now, who are limnologists? Limnologists are scientists, or limnologists are people who study inland water bodies. Limnologists are people. Limnology is the study of inland aquatic systems, and limnologists are the people who study inland aquatic system. So some environmental scientists and limnologists have published this article where they are explaining that Jesus' miraculous catch of fish has a scientific explanation. So what is the scientific explanation they give? There are two instances in the New Testament where this miraculous catch of fish thing is mentioned, है ना? तो वो mythology है, थोड़ा सा वो आप लोग खुद से पढ़िए. Let's understand how a lot of fish coincidentally became available. What was the reason behind it? So the lake, the Sea of Galilee, which is also known as Lake Kinneret, it is naturally stratified. Naturally stratified meaning the lake, let's say this is the lake. The lake has a top layer of water, and then lake has the lower layer of water. The top layer is warm. Warm मतलब गरम वैसे नहीं, warm when compared to the lower layer. It is cooler. And this layer is not only warmer, it also has more oxygen, and thus the fish population would be found here. Generally, this is the scenario. The lower layer, which is cooler, is also lacking fish population because it has less oxygen. But ऐसा तो होगा नहीं कि दिस टू लेयर्स विल ऑलवेज बी stratified. There will be some mix up taking place. So whenever that happens, whenever this two layer mix up, in that case what happens, even in the top layer, the oxygen, overall oxygen in the entire lake reduces, because most of the section is there with lower oxygen level. So oxygen in the entire lake reduces, and the fish which are there, many of them die. This is the mass fish die off phenomena which takes place in Lake of Galilee. This is the mass fish die off phenomena which takes place in the Lake of Galilee. Did I answer this question? हाँ, यही पूछ रहे थे? चलो, I'll explain that again. Don't worry. So, did you understand कैसे fish die off takes place? So, every now and then the two layers mixed with each other, leaving too little oxygen in the entire lake. This reduces the oxygen even in the upper layer and causes mass die off. The fish die and float on the surface. There's one more thing which may be a factor. Sometimes strong wind. So, what happens is generally strong winds are associated with increase in the oxygen level with dissolved in the water, because strong wind mixes up everything. But sometimes strong winds may lead to water at the lower level mixing up with the water at the upper level, and that again creates what? Low oxygen condition. So this is what may have occurred. Uh, the type of fish most abundant in the lake during die-off typically wind up along the shore where they could be easily collected by hungry population. The study found that the lake condition during the time of Jesus were similar to those lead to modern fish die-off, those which lead to modern fish die-off, suggesting the miracles were merely coincidental events. तो हमारे लिए ये एक एस्पेक्ट है फिश डाई ऑफ वाला सिचुएशन जो हमसे एनवायरनमेंट में पूछा जा सकता है, या फिर सी ऑफ गैलीली, the lowest freshwater lake, where is it located, which is the river which feeds which provides most of the water to the lake. This kind of question may get asked. We should be in a position to answer both these kind of questions.